Now to that travel nightmare for a young brother and sister. Their flight diverted, landing them in a hotel with strangers. Their parents, of course, saying the airline never called to tell them what was happening, which the airline disputes. ABC's Adrian Bankert is here with that story. Good morning, Adrian.
Yeah, this just makes you shake your head. If this happened the way the parents say it did, just the thought of kids being driven by an airline employee to a hotel without talking to anyone from the airline, then it's what happened at that hotel that parents are saying is absolutely outrageous. The parents of Carter Gray and his sister Etta are furious after they say Frontier Airlines made their 9- and 7-year-olds spend the night in a hotel with 4 other unaccompanied minors and a female airline employee after their flight was diverted to another city. They claim their 9-year-old was put in the same bed as a 14-year-old he just met.
For the next 3 nights, Carter had nightmares.
It all began when the siblings' flight headed from Des Moines, Iowa to Orlando was diverted to Atlanta, then canceled due to storms. The parents say the airline never contacted them directly or asked their permission to put the kids in a hotel.
I think I was starting to boil over after every minute that was going by.
They say that shortly after midnight, Carter used another child's phone to contact his father. Then at 4:23 a.m., they say they received a text from Carter telling them an airline employee had taken him, his sister, and other kids to a hotel.
It was very infuriating and very outraged. I think both Jennifer and I would have drove to Atlanta.
Carter and Etta were finally flown home the next day, but their parents say they remained frightened by the ordeal.
He woke up in the middle of the night numerous times. He asked to sleep in the bed with me.
The airline disputes the parents' claims and says the children spoke to their mom before ever leaving for the hotel and that a supervisor was able to reach the father the next morning. Frontier Airlines also tells ABC News in a statement, in keeping with Frontier's policy, the children were attended to at all times by a Frontier supervisor, placed in a hotel room overnight, and provided with food. And according to the Department of Transportation, there are no formal regulations related to travel by unaccompanied minors. It's up to each airline to set their own procedures.
Oh, my gosh. And I guess you should talk to your kids, too, about beforehand what could happen.
Well, I think the big thing about this story is that the parents are saying they never talked to an airline employee directly about their kids. They were in the presence of that child when they contacted them by phone. But the travel expert we talked to says that make sure you have your kids talk to an adult, have that adult get on the phone before ever leaving an airport.
Like you say, it's different at every airline. We've taken our kids have traveled alone a couple of times. When they do that, you have to take them to the desk. You have to give them a special ID card around their necks. It's usually much more.
And you cannot leave the airport until that plane is in the air.
Yeah, and I've stayed for my friends' kids and taken them to the airport and made sure that I did not leave until that plane was off the ground.
It's amazing that there's no regulation across the board with that. Yeah, should be.
But in a case like this, when a plane is getting diverted or something like that, you ever had an instance where your child was on?
Not yet.
Yeah, good for that.
Hopefully never.
More questions.
Thank you, Adrian. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.